Well, I'm in Jim's camp because I believe, and we're fully invested. So first of all, I'm in Jim's camp. I think this is a time that we should be doing your homework around your holdings. And so that's what you really want to focus on this particular market, because what we're seeing is as we get into this earnings season, that we believe that the analysts are being too negative on the expectation for earnings. So we feel that this could be opportunity for upside performance as companies surprise on the upside relative to earnings.
Okay, Jim, I presume you're speaking of Farmer Jim Lebenthal, the man in the bottom left corner of our show today, the guy who now says my year-end target for the S&P is 50-30, 5,030. The same guy who said, I'm tired of hearing Mr. All In, let's retire that. I don't want to be known as that. Stop calling me that. And then what does he do? He calls up our producers and he says, my target is 50-30. 10% upside from here, Mr. Bull.
Yeah. Well, I am bullish. I'm cautiously optimistic. And maybe that word cautiously catches you by surprise, Scott, but I know. Because here's why. Let me be simple about this. Honestly, for me, this all depends on Russia versus Ukraine. If you get a stable ceasefire that allows commodities to come out of Ukraine, not Russia, okay? Forget Russia. As long as Putin's in power, we're not going to get anything from Russia. We don't want it, okay? But if you get a stable ceasefire that allows food to start coming out of Ukraine, that allows things like pig iron, neon gas to come out of Ukraine, then you can see easing of inflation. Inflation, which, by the way, was easing before Russia-Ukraine. That could take some wind out of the sails of the Fed as far as getting as aggressive as going to 3%, which is what Governor Bullard said. Now, this is a positive outlook that I'm giving to you, and I think it's what's going to happen. Scott, it's been 25 years since I was in the military. I know that's a long time, but to this former military man, it does look like the Russians are losing. I don't know how long they can continue this. They're losing men and personnel at a rapid rate. So it seems to me that that stable equilibrium, that ceasefire, has to come into play sometime soon. If I'm wrong, Scott, and this is where the caution comes in, if something worse happens in Russia, Ukraine, then we're not going to reach my target. We're just not. But I look at earnings growth right now. I'm looking for confirmation in the upcoming season.
It's slowing. Earnings growth is.
But still positive. Scott. Still positive. Yes, slowing, but still positive. I really think we're supposed to accent the point that it's positive. And by the way, if we get that stable equilibrium in Eastern Europe, then you look into 2023, I see people flying all over the place, possibility for lowered mask mandates and less COVID testing will impact international travel. I can see a pretty positive path going forward as long as Ukraine doesn't get worse.
Okay.
That's as simple as I can make it.